So remember in the Santa Muerte deck unboxing when I said my setup was super janky? Well, still pretty janky, and now I think I've set it up in a different way that makes my face look extra shiny. Makeup not doing nothing, this lighting ain't doing nothing. I should just go back to filming in my bedroom, but I don't want to right now. We're gonna stick with this setup for right now, no matter how janky it is. Hi. So in case you didn't watch my unboxing of the Santa Muerte deck, which I don't know, I'll figure out how to post a thing so you can click on it if you want to. But I am, well, first, let me introduce myself. Sorry, excuse me. I am Anya, and I am doing some unboxings, multiple unboxings of different tarot decks, most of which are mass market produced. Why am I doing this right now? Because I am working on getting rid of some of my tarot decks. This is because I am getting ready to move. So I plan on donating some of these, but I've also thought maybe if people are interested, I'll do a giveaway. I just want to know that these decks would go to someone who would use them, would give them a good home, and a majority of them, the ones that I'm showing off, are decks that have been around for years, so people might have a lot of these decks. I get that, but maybe you're someone who's interested in tarot and doesn't have a deck yet and is interested in one of these decks. I don't know. I'm still figuring this out as to what I would like to do with them, but I just wanted to make some unboxing videos of these different decks and cards so that I could sort of remember that at one point I owned them, and it's in a sense it's sort of like a video catalog for me, while also, I don't know, showing off some of these decks in case you haven't seen these decks. Why the hell not, right? I have a few decks that I've kickstarted. I have one or two decks that I think are out of print. You know, I'm trying to get into the idea of doing unboxings, and the only way you get better at these things is by practicing. Now, few things that I noted before and that I'm gonna note now. You might think like, well, why are you looking here? Like, shouldn't you be looking at the camera? Technically, right now when I am staring, I am staring at my phone, which has my picture on it, so that I can make sure that everything is still recording, everything is still a-okay in terms of recording, and nothing's cutting out on me or anything like that. I need to be able to monitor that, but unfortunately that means when I'm staring here, it's me staring at all of that stuff. If I look here, hi, how you doing today? Doing all right today? Is today a good day for you? I don't know, man. It's a day in 2020, which means, who knows? I will occasionally try to look there if I can remember, but a lot of times it's just easier for me to look here to make sure everything's still going a-okay. Just to get that out of the way in case it looks like, what the hell is she staring at? The hell is she staring at? I don't know what I'm staring at. I'm trying to stare at you. Lovelies. So today I'm going to show off the Halloween tarot. Came out of this box. Nice little box. I love it when a deck comes with a box. Who don't love it when a deck comes with a box? Makes it easier for carrying, makes it nice and tidy. You always know where that deck is. And when it's a tiny carrying case box, awesome. Got some decks that I'm looking at down there that have these massive boxes. I'm like, what am I gonna do with that? What am I gonna do with that box? I like those boxes because usually it means there's a book to go along with it, something bigger than the little white book that, there we go. How do I, what do I do? What is the trick that people do? Like this? Oh, kind of. That kind of helps, doesn't it? That helped a little bit. You know, most of those decks in the big boxes come with a big, fully written guidebook, which always good because those books are usually written by the creator of the deck or someone who worked really closely with the artist of the deck, which means they're going to give you a lot more insights onto the symbology and themes that the deck is trying to portray. All important. Obviously, with tarot, it's very important that you, as the reader, connect to the symbols of the cards, but it's also good to see what is going through the artist's mind as they're creating these things. It's there's so much. I love reading the guidebooks for any tarot deck. There's just so much information and knowledge and different ways of seeing these cards and themes based on what the deck is. So I do love my big boxes, but then it always means I gotta figure out a nice way to carry that deck if I decide I'm gonna use that deck regularly. It's a problem. But here we go. Let's go through the Halloween tarot. This deck is adorable. This deck is adorable. If you haven't seen this deck, this is my sad face. How have you not seen this deck? It's adorable. It's got, this one's a little hard to get rid of just because there's a cute little black kitty and a spider. Like I mean, I know this is just like an introductory card. This is not a tarot card. Like, don't read with this card. But even the back, look at the back. It's a little black kitty cat and a spider, and oh, they're my animals, and it's so cute. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. There's a possibility I could decide, no, I need to keep this one. I keep looking at the box of this one and going, you don't really read with it that much. If you pull it out at Halloween, but even then, you're still more than likely going to be using Dreams of Gaia or Druidcraft Tarot, or maybe even Tarot of the Vampires. Like, you really don't use it all that much. And, you know, I do so want that's one of the decks I would love to create is a Halloween themed tarot deck, but one that's a little bit more not as cartoony as this. I love this deck because I like the kitty cat. I like the silliness of it. There's a lot of fun to this deck. This deck is really fun. But I don't know, every time I look at it, I'm like, no, I'm not going to read with it. And I like being able to have a hobby where I can collect things, because I haven't really had that for most of my life. While I like having a collector's hobby, I also want to be able to use these things, and I can't take them all with me when I move. So that's why I'm thinking about it. But who knows? Who knows? I could end up deciding to keep this one. But we'll still unbox it anyway. Because it's a cute deck, and if you haven't seen this deck, you should see it. So I think maybe the way I'll play this game is I will show whatever the first card in the deck is, which is usually always going to be the Fool. I'll show it to you just to give you an idea of the art style. So here's the Fool. Oh, where I moved this light, it's making it more challenging. You would think it would make it better for the lighting, but apparently not for making clear images. The lighting in here is making it so difficult. I thought it was going to make things lighter and better and make me not look as... Well, right now I'm doing pretty good at looking insane. But anyway, stop thinking about how bad you look, otherwise you'd never put this video up. This is the first card. This is the Fool. Clown. You can see the kitty cat, the little black kitty cat. He shows up in every single card. The kitty cat is your guide through this journey, and I love it. I love it. It's so cute. I like cats. Definitely a cat person. Love dogs. Cute, and they're adorable, and they're very happy. But I'm a big cat person. I'm a big introvert myself, and I think cats are really introverted. So I think that's why me and cats get along. Well, me and most cats. You can see I'm looking over here because my cat is sitting on a pillow over there. He just got dinner, so now he's all happy and full and getting ready for a snooze. Hey, kitty cat. Hey, Moosey. Anyway, so this deck is adorable. This deck is absolutely adorable. High Priestess, one of my faves. Look at this girl. Hang on. I like her. Little vampiress. She's fun. She cute. Like the little bat she got hanging off of her hands, and the fact that she's standing on the moon. I see it. It works. I love the Emperor and the Empress because it's Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. Are you kidding me with this? I'm gonna just go crazy here. Here, I'm gonna put up my whole arm so you can see. We'll show one at a time. Anya is learning. I evolve and I learn. Maybe. But I love the Bride of Frankenstein, so I love that she's here. She's looking like a badass. She's so cool. And she's snuggling with the kitty cat. Because she's all about that feminine energy and nurturing and taking care. So of course she's snuggling with the kitty cat. Got Frank. Got your man Frank over here. This one, the cat's more of his, like, guard sitting on his shoulder, helping out. There's cuteness in this deck, and there is still a lot of symbology. Ooh, I do like the lovers here. I think it's Dracula and Mina, actually. But I mean, if I'm going by the actual Dracula, it could just be a vampire sneaking in someone's window like, haha! But if it's just a random vampire going into a woman's window, can you really say that's like the lovers? What if she's not into him? I heard someone outside just go, woo! So they agree. We're all about it. But yeah, it is a very cute deck, which is why I'm so hesitant to. I don't want to, like, if I had my way, I would keep all of the decks, guys. I would keep all of them and slowly but surely become a tarot deck hoarder, which in some ways I kind of am. I can't even pretend like I'm not. But I just know I need to sort of condense, and at that point it just means that I have to decide what's really important to me and what's coming forward with me. And to me, that's going to be the decks that I have put a personal investment in. Again, I said this in the Santa Muerte unboxing, like, the decks that I've kickstarted, because that was an investment in someone else's creative project and vision, and usually it required a bit more investment from me. So I want to keep those because those feel so much more personal. I want to keep decks where I have bought them specifically from the artist themselves. I know I bought the Lumina Tarot that came all the way from Australia, and that one was waiting. And again, I don't read with it that much, but there is so much in the guidebook. The deck is beautiful. The card stock of tarot decks. I never thought I'd be someone who's like, oh my god, let me talk to you about this paper. But tarot will make you be that person. So that's why, I don't know, I keep going back and forth in my head. But it's a cute deck. I just know that I don't read with it that much. Maybe it just means I need to read with it more. I don't know. Look at this devil. First of all, look at this hot devil. Look at this hot she-devil. Why do I gotta show off the devil? Capricorn. Look it up. Or not. Maybe I'll just tell you. The devil is the Capricorn card. Capricorn is my sun sign, so. I love the moon. The moon is guy turned into a werewolf. That's awesome. Look how big that moon is. The Bruce Almighty moon, if I ever saw one. Check it out. I love it. Look at the little dog in the front, too. I'm sorry, I never noticed that little dog just staring up at him like, what's going on? Oh, and look at the horrified pumpkin. Oh my god. Sorry, there's stuff in here that's cute and funny. I like, ooh. It's also, you can also just tell it's been a while since I've looked at this deck because I'm just like, ooh, pretty picture. Look at the sun is kind of cool. I was thinking the sun in the background was like a giant sunflower, but no, it's just a giant burning sun that's gonna crash into the world and destroy us all. That's not really emblematic of what the sun is supposed to mean. Is that an egg? No, I think there's supposed to be shrunken heads up here, but I was like, is that an eggplant? What the hell does an eggplant have to do with the sun? But I guess it worked. Someday, I will know how to record videos. And then I'll just need to figure out how to edit them. And when that day happens, oh, the world. The world is screwed when that happens. Judgment. Oh, I like the world. I like the world. Let me show you guys the world. Because it's the kitty cat. The kitty cat's the world, and the world is cats. I mean, my world is cats. Even though I only have one cat. He's my baby. My sunshine ball. Hi. Anyway. This video is just me talking to my cat. And, I mean, you know, as I record this, it really is just me talking to me. So, do I come across as crazy? Maybe a little bit. I'm not doing anything weird down here. I'm literally just like hitting this deck back and forth on my leg like this. As I sit here debating whether or not I'm crazy. Maybe. Ace of Pumpkins. So, this deck is broken into pumpkins, ghosts, bats, and imps. Pumpkins are earth or pentacles. Ghosts are cups or water. Bats is air or swords. And then imps is fire or wands. Well, now we're back here. Now we're back here with pumpkins. Look at this nice little happy pumpkin who's giving you some candy. I like candy. I like chocolate. I'm trying to cut down on it right now. We need to. We need to find that balance. We need to find that balance. Check out this bro. Here we go. Maybe what if I just zoom in and you guys can see all of the imperfections of my face, all the pimples that keep coming back because in my 30s, man, like why not have a repeat of puberty? My face will just absorb all the light and then you can see this pretty card. Don't look here. Look here. Look here. Look at this. Look at the maybe it's just because it's a glossy picture. I don't really think it's that glossy. Anyway, let's talk about cardstock. Let's talk about cardstock and paper. The cardstock here is actually pretty good. It's got a nice sound. Nice sound. It's thick, but it's not the same thickness as, you know, if any of you are also people who order decks from the artists, Kickstarter, things like that. If you get decks like that, a lot of times the cardstock is maybe a bit thicker than this, but this is good. It doesn't bend easily. It's not flimsy. It feels good in your hands. It doesn't feel like it's gonna tear and rip when you shuffle. I was gonna say shred. I mean, they will rip if you shred them, but they feel good. They feel good, and I think that's always important with tarot decks because, you know, I'm gonna get into some of these mass market produced decks, and the cardstock is part of, I mean, some of the reason why I won't use some of these decks is because I don't want to rip them. You know, it's very hard to get a tarot deck that feels like, it just feels like paper. Because tarot decks are meant to be used. You're shuffling with them, you're dealing them out, you're looking at them. If you're someone that allows people to touch your cards, whether to separate the deck or to do their own shuffling for it, it's passing a lot of hands. You need sturdy cards that if they're going to be used as a tool. So cardstock, very important. Why am I showing off? Here's my face again. Hi. How y'all doing? How's everyone doing today? Anyway. Why am I showing 5 of Pumpkins? I'm showing this because I think this is a good show of how close this deck matches the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This deck is essentially exactly the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, except it's more cartoony and fun and obviously has the Halloween theme. So, I think this is a pretty good way to, this card's pretty good at showing just how close it is, because it's that same image, the two figures walking beneath a stained glass window. And you'll notice that with a lot of these, but I think to me that is one of the most memorable cards from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And maybe it just is because Capricorn, Capricorn is my sun sign, earth sign, so obviously connected to Pentacles, earth, in this case pumpkins. And I know I've had chats with other earth signs who've asked, like, do you get into a little bit of a panic as an earth sign when you see 5 of Pentacles show up in a reading? And it's like, always. It's like, what? A turning point or a potential challenge in my earth-based activities? Oh my god, I don't know if I can handle it, guys. Like, us earth signs, man. 9 of Pumpkins, love her. Let me get my face close so you can see. So I take all of the light, and you can just focus on her glamour. Look at her, she's holding an owl. I'm checking her out. She's holding an owl. Look at that awesome dress. I want that dress. I love 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Pumpkins. I love that card. I know some people can sometimes look at that card, that figure, and just go, no, man, she's all by herself, she's standing by herself, she's got no one around her. I'm like, look at the opulence she's surrounded by. She's got a bird that's hanging out with her. She's got all these plants and things that are growing around her. She's surrounded by 9 pentacles. She's standing there by herself because she's showing that she worked hard and earned this shit by herself. I love the Nine of Pentacles. Love the Nine of Pentacles. I want to be Nine of Pentacles girl. Let's move on to bats. This is a bat. I mean, you can tell it's a bat. And the cat's there too. Bat and cat rhyme. Did you know that? Did you know that? Thanks for coming today, guys. So, this is Ace of Bats. So we're moving into thoughts, ideas, the mind, intellect. We're moving into swords. Again, you want an idea of how similar these sort of are to Rider-Waite-Smith. She's not holding two swords like you would see in the standard Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it's that similar image of someone sitting on a beach, holding their hands up like this. The two bats are there at both shoulders. You've got your heart with three bats attacking it instead of the swords. You've got a figure laying down sleeping with the three bats, well, the four bats running. I like the little outline of the cat sleeping there, like, meh. It's cute. That's cute. 5 of bats. One guy holding all of the bags of candy. I like this sad person dressed up as a cat in the back, just like, oh, the candy. Like, but you can see, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite deck, you can see just how similar the imagery is. It's just a lot more cartoony and silly. Again, even, wow, other famous cards in Rider-Waite-Smith deck, 9 and 10 of swords. This one you have the bats keeping someone up at night instead of the swords. I love the cat. Look at the cat just being like, yo, what's wrong? Yo, what's wrong, boo? Like, it's, I don't know. The cat actually genuinely looks worried. Aw, kitty cats. Kitty cats are wonderful. Don't ever argue with me on it. And then 10 of bats, usually it's someone with 10 swords in their back. Like, oh, you've done it all. You can't keep dwelling on this. You can't keep thinking on it. This person, you can kind of see, it's sort of emblematic of, you know, resting and like, okay, it's all over, surrounded by 10 bats. The cat just looking down like, damn. So yeah, the imagery is the same. The deck still works as like a regular Rider-Waite-Smith deck because it is a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And it's cute. It's cute, man. It's cute. Not every deck has to be like super serious and super deep, intense images that like, it's got imagery, it's got symbolism, it still has its deepness, but it's also just cute. It's also just cute. Now we're going into imps. Look at this imp. Look at him. I like this. I like this one. Just, guys, stop fighting. Fucking cut it out, man. There's something fun about this deck. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. There's half of me that's like, oh my god. You know how, like, you live your life and your parents always question what you do? I'm talking to my mom about, you know, the move I'm making and how I can't take everything with me. I know my mom would look at this deck and go, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. My mom is very much like if you gotta ask, just get rid of it. Whereas I'm sitting here like, but mom, it's cute. It's so cute, mom, and you don't get tarot, mom. You don't get it. Look at this Igor looking dude. Carrying off all these imps. 10 of imps. It's definitely a cute deck, man. I like it. I don't know. At least it's small enough. It's got its own box. I could very well take it with me. I feel like this video is just I feel like this video is just sad. I feel like this video is just sad. Now we moving on to cups. Ace of Ghosts. Again, just cute little ghosts all throughout it. This is a cute deck, guys. Here's an interesting one. One with a little bit of interesting change. 5 of Cups is usually a figure standing by a river, and there's 3 cups in front of him that him or her just keeps staring at him like the cups are tumbled over, they're empty, there's nothing in them. He's just staring at him like, man, life's never gonna be good again. Life's gonna just suck forever. But he doesn't realize that, like, right behind him is 2 full cups that he can still work with. Because so busy dwelling on what was lost and what opportunities are missed because of what's lost, instead of looking at like, all right, well, what else do I still have to work with? This one's a bit different. This one obviously doesn't have the cups because it's got ghosties, but instead you can see one ghost is pouring out a bucket, and you have the pumpkin guy sort of like looking, and the other ghosts are sort of like staring at this emptying bucket. And it's almost as though like they're all working together. Like they see, okay, this bucket's kind of empty. Maybe we can't use this water. They're not looking at the fact that there's another bucket over here, but maybe it's like they're all sort of working together. Because it looks like Pumpkin Guy is actually thinking. So maybe it's more like the thought of working with all of the different emotional aspects that come from cups, or in this deck, ghosts. It's interesting. It's just a bit of a change, but I think it's an interesting one in terms of symbology. And actually, now that I'm looking at it this way, I can kind of see that this bucket over here, it's actually empty. Like, or at the very least, it's not full to the top. We can't tell if there's water in there. But it's interesting. This is one of the reasons why I love tarot. I like working with the different symbology and different themes and ideas. You know, I was an English major, man. Love that sort of shit. It all tells a story. It really does. I love this 8 of ghosts or 8 of cups. Almost sort of looks like walking out of hell and just deciding like, nope, I'm done with this. I am done-zo with this. I am moving on. But I love the fact that it almost looks like it's set in sort of like a hellish landscape, you know? It's a fun deck, man. How many times have I said that in this video? Anyone want to add that up? Yo, look at this woman's outfit. Look at her dress. The purple with the orange that looks like a web. I'd wear that. I'd wear the hell out of that. Anyway, and again, this deck does still do, oh hey, check, just so you know, the deck, the court cards, it is still Page, Knight, Queen, and King. Let me just show you this. Let me just show you this Queen. I was hoping the card would actually come up to show you the Queen. I didn't realize I was holding it backwards. Here we go. Queen of Ghosts. I love it. Look at her. She's a mermaid. I love it. I love it. Like, little things like that, they just make me happy. So, that's sort of like a quick run through of some of the cards in the Halloween Tarot, just to give you a taste and idea of what they look like, the art style, things like that. Again, I am going through all of these to sort of be like a video collection of cards I've had before, and trying to decide what I want to do with them. I know most of them I will either give away, some might be to friends, but I've been toying with the idea of setting up a giveaway, maybe on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. I know I don't have tons and tons of followers, but it would be something where if someone caught a video like this, and they don't have a tarot deck and they were interested in some of these styles, maybe it's an opportunity for them to get a tarot deck. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just recording a bunch of these videos tonight, and I'm gonna try to edit them real quickly, get them up onto YouTube as quickly as I can, and I don't know, we'll see where we go from there. But that was the Halloween Tarot. I think up next I might do the Good Tarot, but we'll take it from there. So thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to y'all later. Anya out. Bye guys!